God damn it, live from the McDonald's bathroom behind the Coca Geekon because the doors aren't open yet. It's Sunday morning sumo show. I am your host for tonight, Goose. With me is, I guess, unhired flunky that I now have, Geralt, a warrior of Rivia. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. You can call me Alex on the show if you like.
Good to meet you, Alex. And happy to
Thank
have
you,
you.
Goose.
Looking forward to broadcasting with you this bar show as well. You were
Me
rather
too.
impressive spouting sumo knowledge out of nowhere like that. So. And
It
we,
helps when you have a hyperfixation.
yeah, ain't that the truth? And we are here to talk about the Hatsu Banzuke. JJ's busy. He's working hard doing videos for the channel. He's almost put one up. It's a secret right now, unless you're in the Discord. So I'm grabbing just about anyone else and training his replacement. Alex, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Hello from the
Happy to be here.
US. Hello to you too.
Yes,
All right, M17s. You're gonna have to help me out here because I don't watch Jurio. Who is Fujiroga?
he's the new kid on the block. He won the second to last boss show of the year. He did very well in Jurio. I think he went 13-2, and he denied Asano Yama the chance to have a playoff by winning his last match of the day. He didn't do as well this past boss show, but he still did well enough to earn his well-deserved promotion to the top division.
That's fun. So he's that big ogre looking guy, if I can remember properly.
That is a pretty good description. I don't think his hair's still long enough for the top knot yet. I think he's still letting it loose.
Is he Kisei Baya? Or am I thinking
It
of someone else?
says Fujishima.
Fujishima. I'm thinking of someone else completely. There's a lot of kids that I don't care about coming up at a Jurio, so I'm glad we have the real dedicated fans like you. And
It helps them I have the Banzuke pulled up and I can see all their stables.
I'm just going off of vibes. Kachikoshi, Makikoshi, what do you think?
I'm gonna go Kachikoshi 8-7. I think he's gonna stay for at least another boss show.
Stays afloat. I like the way you talk. Wait, how did Japanese do it again? Circle is good, X is bad, right?
Yes.
Alright, sweet. And that's a square that I managed to draw. Well done. I missed my old mouse already. Koto Aho. I don't care about Koto Aho. I think he's going back to Jurio. I almost said bottom division. The last time he was here, Koto Shoho pulled off the stupidest thing I've ever seen in this sport. So maybe the fire is lit under the whatever the Kodo Bayer is. I should really know this stuff, but there's a lot of stuff to know. Maybe Kodazakura. Sadagotaka?
Yep.
Sounds familiar.
Right on.
I didn't even know they were sick. So Kodo, Aho, probably going 5-10.
You're a little less generous than me. I'm going 6-9.
Oh wow, that's pretty brutal nonetheless. But I have no faith in this kid. I would happy to be wrong. A new stable, actually not a new stable, but a new like heavyweight stable starting a stake claim could be a lot of fun. If
Someone's got to challenge Isagahama.
if Shiro could, only time can beat Isagahama, man. They don't have a Sanyaku right. Oh, they do actually, but they don't have a Yusho guy right now. But oh boy. So get out of here, Koto Aho. Asaha Koryu. Now this is not Asa Koryu. Was he here
No, it
yesterday?
is
Was
not.
he here last Basho?
He was, yes, he was one of the debutants, and he was the one who actually managed to hold his ground in the top division.
So he just stayed afloat with the Kachikoshi, did he?
Just barely.
All right. He got a blue belt. Who am I thinking of?
I think you know what? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I'll pay attention to him now because this is a second top division Basho, and that's how that works around here. I'm gonna need you to carry me for a little bit because I'm still kind of lost on these new guys.
Don't worry, there ain't that many left. So for us, Asahakuryu, we watched his match when I had my first chance to talk to you during the boss show, and he
Sorry,
he
not
did
to talking to
okay.
you. Just that day was a nightmare for me.
Yeah,
And we're doing it
we
again.
appreciate you sticking through. We appreciate you sticking through, but I'm thinking the Mongolian is going to stay. I'm thinking since he's so far down the Banzuke, we're going to go 9-6.
Far down the Banzuke for Asakaru. I thought you just came up here. But I like the way you talk. 9-6 sounds good to me. My circles are getting a little better. I just don't have enough to say, man. I'm not a Jurio guy. Kim Bozan, do I have things to say? I think Kim Bozan has become the new Ryuden. And what that means is Kim Bozan is capable of greatness. There was a 13-2, no, 12-3 Junyu show in there a while back, but he's
Yep.
just inconsistent. And that's what makes the goods from the greats. Kim Bozan's enormous. Kim Bozan's a threat. Kim Bozan's from Kisei Bear, which is a top level bear. Or is a bit of a anomaly, but we'll move past that. I think Kim Bozan's going to have fun down here, like, especially with all the, not lower ranked, but the smaller height kind of guys that sit around M10 and below, this new, like, under 6 foot club that's starting to really take over sumo. I think Kim Bozan's going to have a great time and go 9-6, 10-5, maybe. Unless you see a counter argument there.
His inconsistency makes it hard to predict. However, I agree with your reasoning. I think it is going to be a 9-6 for the Kazakhstani. I think he's the only one in the top division taller than Ono Sato, or of the same height.
Pretty sure he's the biggest guy. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a Kachikoshi from us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Oh, this one's sad. At M15, we have two people I love. Midori Fuji. Ah.
I love Mighty Mouse. I really do. He's
Yeah, me too. That's why this
he,
hurts.
yeah, he's a fighter. He's a fighter, and he's been a mainstay for so long. But I'll go first. I'll let you give the ending thoughts for our boy Midori Fuji. I think he's getting demoted. I think it's going to be a 5-10 Basho for Mighty Midori Fuji.
Yeah. I mean, a 7-8 is also possible. He could just drag out this sadness forever, but I don't see him going positive this Basho. And it
Yeah,
hurts, but it doesn't hurt as much as Mitake Yume.
life keeps kicking this dude in the nuts. Like he's had a horrible last 365 days.
You have no idea how beautiful it was to watch him go 13-2 and be the only guy to beat Teruno Fuji for a Yusho on day 15 during his Yokozuna run. I know Haku also did that on that famous 15-0, but the point is, when Teruno Fuji was Yokozuna, this is the only guy who could beat him on day 15 for the Yusho. And it was his third Yusho. Mitake Yume still got the second highest Yushos in top division right now, next to Ono Sato with 5. Ridiculous. What? Come on, man. Is he dead or is he not? I can't bear to watch this any longer.
I'm gonna say our boy's gonna have a little bit of life this Basho. It's gonna be touch and go. He's gonna have a lot of close matches where it will be a coin flip based on his decision making. But I think Matakayumi is gonna go 8-7 for Kachikoshi this Basho.
I choose to believe. I like the way you talk. So I'm going to do that too and stop thinking about it. The next few people are starting to make a fair bit of sense, though. Chio Shoma at M14. I agree. It's Chio Shoma. He ain't much, but he's here. Sometimes he pulls off the most beautiful hanky you've ever seen. His hand is like a magnet to that back knot. And he just hits a clean Uwata Dashinage, and that's fun to watch. And then he goes 5-10, and I don't care, because it's Chio Shoma. Who cares?
Yeah. I'll be honest, I did not think we would see him in the top division again after he dropped down. I thought his injuries, I know he's not the oldest dude, but I just thought he would just be slowed down enough because his Hankas rely on his speed, and now everybody's starting to predict the Hankas like we saw last Basho. Everybody was starting to counter them because his speed is just a little bit slower than it was. But I think the Mongolian will stay in the top division, but he's going 6-9. He'll be 17 West next Basho, but he'll hold on just because of his seniority in Makuchi.
That's a hell of a call. It's something about you being laser precise in that call and then mispronouncing Makauchi is really funny to me, and I can't figure out why. Just absolute precision.
Japanese is a trippy language.
But I agree. This guy can kick rocks. I like him. I don't care about him. You know what I mean? Very similar to Nishiki Fuji at M14, who has crawled his way back out of Juryo and did seem to have a bit of a second life, started to pick up some decent wins against some decent names, and now has just hit the guy up, blanked on it. And now it's just, hey, Marlon, good to see you.
Last ceiling.
No, the salaryman position.
Oh,
He's just here. He was never that exciting. He was pretty exciting when he was fresh, but he was never that exciting in the Yusho picture. He's the forgotten son of Isagahama, basically. How do you see him doing?
Isagahama has great training partners. Unfortunately,
That's
he's a little bit on the lesser side of the current men in the top division. I would say I'm gonna go 4-11.
4-11 is brutal. Are you serious? And 8-7 is entirely possible.
It is possible, but I have no faith in the Shiki Fuji. This might just be a me thing, Goose. You can have a different prediction than me,
I
and I'll
do.
sing your praises for being right. But I don't see a Kachikoshi for our boy. I think this is going to be a horrible basho for him.
Well, I'm going to usurp your decision there because I have faith, but not a lot of it. I can see an 8-7 quite cleanly coming out of here.
It's your show.
Speaking of pain, at M13, Obizaru.
The Flying Monkey.
I made a prediction a while ago that Tobizaru would retire a 14-time Komatsubi because he was just dancing in and out of the Sanyaku forever. And I think he's a 3-time Komatsubi, and we're looking close. And then he just broke every bone in his body. What's happening with him?
The trials and tribulations of sumo. Unfortunately for him, like I said with Chiyoshima before, Tobizaru, since he is smaller, like most small guys, he has to rely on his speed and his reflexes in order to get the job done. And his injuries to his knees have just slowed him down. He's not able to properly plant himself for movement. So it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna go 7-8.
I can see that. It's a slow decline. He should be able to beat some people here, and I'm pretty sure, because people are bringing up Ramadan again, I'm pretty sure that Kim Bozan doesn't really get affected by that. Like, I don't want to get into the ins and outs of, like, ketosis and all that, because I actually don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, Kim Bozan, January last year, went 12-3 John Yusha. So, I don't know how accurate that really is, but it is fun to speculate. God, I've ruined everything again, haven't I? We're back. No, we're not. Hang on. We're back. Yeah, one of my favorite things ever in dealing with the online sumo people is just people with zero, in a purely numbers game, just looking at it and go, oh, did you know? And then just, oh, the JSA bias, and then just, like, you look it up for a second, it's like, all right. Fuji Seiyun, who's this?
So he's another dude who came up from Jurio. He went up much higher on the Banzuke than I thought he would when I made my prediction. But good for him. I can't say that he didn't deserve to be up here, but not as high up as he's higher up than I thought he would be. I can't say too much about him. He's a Fujishima guy. He's pretty solid overall. He's got good fundamentals, but we'll see how he can hang with the big boys. I am uncertain if this is his first appearance in the top division or not, but since he's so high up, I don't think he's going to drop back down. I'm thinking 8-7. I'm thinking a good debut for our new guy.
Wait, is this
Got to give some new guys some props.
No one corrected me. This isn't Hatsubasha. What's the March Basha called again? Hatsu's January. Sumo DB is that late. Wow, this is why we don't use Sumo DB. This is the Haru.
Yeah, the Haru Basho, the spring
No
tournament.
one told me.
Haru,
This is your job. God damn
I'll
it.
do better next time.
You're a terrible JJ. JJ's so much better at being JJ than you.
I can only
Oops.
hope to be as good of a JJ as JJ one day.
I mean, God, I could. Man, days off he's taking. I will get back to you on that, by the way, when I need you. I just need JJ to tell me what days he can't work.
Sweet.
All right, Fuji Seiyun. I don't know who this is. He's over promoted from Juryo, is what I'm guessing. I don't think I've ever seen him before. I'm gonna go
Let's
Maki
see.
Koshi.
he went 11-4 and he was ranked Jurio 1, so
Yep. Makes
I
me
would say
feel
he's
better about
properly
myself, that.
ranked.
Yeah, he's gonna 11-4. That's not that elite. Jurio 1. That's kind of interesting. Welcome to the big dogs, kid. You get Asano Yama. You get Asano Yama. Oh no! All right. Speaking of Asano Yama, hey, Kachikoshi.
I agree. I love the former Ozeki. I know he came back from dropping down once before, but then he had that big knee injury. The fact that he's clawed his way up, and I am a full believer he will once again join the ranks of the Sanyaku. So I'm thinking we're gonna go 11-4. I'm thinking he's gonna have a great double-digit basho.
Yeah, I don't think 11-4 because we would have seen that before. He's still busted up and old, but I definitely think he's going positive. Sure. I read an article from either last year or the year before where he confirmed that the fasting cycle disrupted training and performance metric. That's true. He also went 12-3 last time. So Asa
Mhm.
Koryu, I like him. Kachikoshi. There you go.
Yeah, the stablemate, the muscle man. I like him. He pulls a little bit too many hankas for my personal
No
taste,
such
but
thing.
when you're that small, you get the pass. So I like the muscle man. I'm thinking Kachikoshi. I'm gonna go repeat performance. He got 9-6 last time. I think he's gonna go 9-6 again.
100%. I think we are seeing an absolute salaryman performance from Asakuru. He's going to do nothing special, but we're going to like him for it. Well, close enough. Welcome back. I've already forgotten his name. God damn it. Joke's done. Osha Umi. Who cares? Do you care?
No.
Probably the most boring guy here.
Salary
We
man.
lost Kageyaki. We have Osha Umi.
Yeah,
I'll
he's
take
gonna stick around the middle to bottom of the Banzuke for a while.
Surigisho. That's what I've tried to reference twice now. Good. Osha Umi's
Sergiso.
going negative down here, you think?
Yeah, I think he's gonna go negative. I'm thinking 6-9.
I can't think of a single Osha Umi match, so I'd like to counter what you have to say. I just don't have anything. I just don't have anything. So negative it is. What a stinker. Maybe I can finally recognize one of his matches. I realize the mistake I'm making with the X's and O's. I'll just leave people to figure that out. Shishi, negative.
The only match of his I can remember, just to cut you off real quick, was him versus Oshoma. He drove Oshoma to the edge of the ring, gassed out immediately, and then Oshoma drove him all the way back and pancaked him in the
Back
last couple days of the Basho.
back to back, coast to coast is hilarious.
Yeah.
Shishi at
Uh,
11, not good. Has he been figured out? Maybe not. It's kind of hard to figure him out. He's just got a very solid base and is very awkward and does sumo incorrectly. It's kind of hard to fight him.
it is, yeah. Especially when he tries to uppercut you with his palm from 12 feet down to all the way up to your chin, because he's a big boy, and to deliver a blow like that, it's impressive. Who was it? It was Kirishima. I think he hit Kirishima, and then Kirishima took him out shortly thereafter. But I don't have much faith in Shishi, but I do not think it's going to be a bad Makikoshi. I think it's going to be a 7-8 for the Ukrainian.
I've been corrected, and it's worth pointing out I was looking at the January bar shows for Shishi for Kimbo-zan. So thank you for pointing that out.
Ah,
See where I went wrong. Yeah, Shishi, I hate him. Negative. I don't think he's going to do well. His career high rank. He's got some tougher people that he's going to have to verse and just not get dealt with. So, whatever. Roga, Kachikoshi, 8-7.
yeah,
Uh, he belongs here. It's 8-7 or 7-8, and I can't figure out which. And it doesn't matter which either. He's not going back to Jurio for 8 years. He's just going to be here.
I'm going to go 8-7 for him.
8-7. Tell you what, let's do both.
We can be right either way.
There you go. Double it up.
All right.
Goniyama, on the other hand, at M10.
Cannonball.
Heavy hitter. Go
He's
Eido's
got
kid.
Goose, my friend.
Wrong
But
guy, but thank you.
oh dang, my bad.
Hey, if you come to
But
Rollertown, you'll get
for
to meet Gagamaru though.
awesome. But for Gonoyama, he's got an impressive Tachiai, but I made this note during the Basho last year. He's got a really good Tachiai, and that's about it. He does not do great belt work, and he does not do well in prolonged matches, but his initial charge usually serves him well enough to finish off his opponents. I'm thinking we're gonna go 9-6. 9-6 for Gonoyama.
I like that. I think that's a very fair assessment of Gonayama as well. He really struggles in the scramble. He has to win off the touch guy. And he's one of those guys that's short enough that it's not a problem where he just ends up in a positive position anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with a Gonayama. No Kachi. I like the way you talk. And I think that's the best circle I've done yet. Tamawashi.
You're slowly learning to master your new mouse. But
I'm
for
going
the
to do a
Iron
funeral
Eagles,
for it and everything. Tamawashi.
yeah, yeah, man, Tamawashi, you gotta love the old dog still hanging it with the young bucks. But we've been witnessing a bit of a slow decline over the last two Basho. He went from M1, now he's all the way down to M9 West. I'm thinking it's going to be a bit more of a slow decline. We're going to die a death of 1,000 cuts. We're going to
Oh.
go 6-9 this Basho for the
Oh.
Iron.
No faith. 41 this year. He. You might be right.
I hope I'm not.
Who's he around? Togi Hiyate, win. Ura, not worth talking about. Shodai, even. Roga, that's a win. Gonayama, that's a win. Shishi, that's a win. Akina Fuji, beats him clean. Ichiyamoto, that's a win. Oshoma, that's going to be a tough one. Onakatsu, not enough data. Asunayama, that's a loss. Asakoryu, that's even one. I think there's enough healthy competition around him for him to do well.
I would agree with you, but the thing about Tamawashi is he likes to prevent injury at all costs. So if he's in danger, there were a few matches towards the end of the Basho in January where he did fight at the edge and he fought well and he fought hard. But
Yeah, that was surprising to
whenever
me,
he
those ones.
thinks when he thinks he's going to hurt himself if he continues, he lets up and he gets the one step out and he calmly stays in the ring. So that's what I'm afraid of. He's going to give up for the sake of his health so he can continue this a consecutive match streak in the top division. I hope I'm wrong, but I see a Makikoshi for the Iron Eagle.
Yep. And he'll come back
Toki
stronger.
Hayate.
Togi Hiyate. Who cares? Togi Hiyate. He hasn't had an exciting match in 2 years. He's here.
And yet he's still here.
He's less athletic, pudgier Ichiyamamoto. He stinks. He is the least likable of all the under 6 foot guys we got. Oh, you want a buff guy? Yeah, we got Asashoryu. God damn it. We've got Asakoryu. Oh, you want a cannonball? We got Gonayama. Oh, you want a tricksy little hobbit? We've got Midori Fuji. Oh, you want an absolute cannonball powerhouse bulldozer little power nugget? We got Fuji no Kawa. What does Toga Hiyate have? He's just here.
He's here and he's in for an uncomfortable ride. He's going 5-10 this Basho for me.
Yep, I feel that. M9's another promotion for him.
Yeah.
He's got some tough
It's
competition
just everybody
around
else
him.
in that area did so bad. It's just he had to come up somehow.
Yeah, he's got some top dogs that have dropped down recently that really shouldn't have. That he's gonna have to fight, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. I'm gonna see a very comfortable 5-10 in his future. Talk to me about Shodai though.
Shodai. The we don't know which version of him is going to show up each time. He's either going to be the former Ozeki showing great solid sumo, like when he beat Aonishiki 2 Basho ago and did it easily, stood him up and easily took him out of the ring. But then you just get the guy who, for lack of a better term, falls asleep at the wheel and loses. And it doesn't look like he tries. So For the former Ozeki,
He
I'm gonna
does
give a
try.
little
That's
bit
the
of
problem.
grace.
He just sucks. He's a
I'm gonna give him a little
glorified
bit of grace.
Sekiwake.
I'm gonna give him a little bit of grace. I'm going 8-7 for the former Ozeki.
I don't like the way you talk, but it's hard to argue that. An MH should I really should be going 12-3 John Yu show, but whatever. Ura.
Or the Magic Man. I really like Ura. He is the epitome of I'm just happy to be here. When he loses, he makes the surprised face. He has great crowd interaction. No one dislikes Ura, and if you do, you're not a sumo fan. But from the Kisei stable, it was a rough boss show. I don't think it's going to be as bad this time around because he's dropped down so far in rank. He's got some breathing room again. I'm thinking I'm thinking 9-6. I think we're going to go back to winning ways.
You're a fool for trying. I already highlighted a square in pink, and I'm not making a prediction. That's the gift from outer
Dang.
space. You can't figure that out. Haku no Fuji. This is the most guaranteed 10-5 I've seen in a long time. I think it's
It depends on how that leg is healing up. I think he'll
good.
be perfectly fine, but he's another guy who is low enough that he always falls into a good position. His head's in your chest, and he's got great thrusting power. He's honestly one of the few dudes I've seen collide with Onosato head to head and not instantly fly away. Even Aonishiki, whenever he collides with Onosato, he has to give ground. Hakuno Fuji can hold his ground better than most against the giant Yokozuna.
Sure.
I'm thinking you're right. I'm thinking 10-5.
I will offer a correction though, and this only because this annoyed the shit out of me when it was live. I watched the way he fell, and it was like, oh, he's hurt his leg, he's hurt his knee. Oh no, he's injured his. And I looked at that, and that was very clearly. Now he tried to step while getting pushed back. He just fell, and I was right. He did not hurt his leg. He hurt his toe because of exactly what I said happening. So everyone who thought he was injured was wrong, but got gifted a correction. And I, who was completely right, was wrong because some freak incident happened on what I said happened. He's hurt his knee, it's buckled. No, his leg just gave when he was walking. And then he snapped his toe while his leg gave. I have the curse of knowledge, I swear. Anyway, so I agree with you fully. Hakuno Fuji, toes being hurt is a really big deal in sumo because that's where a lot of where the balance on the foot comes from. If it's still bad, he's in for a bad one. But if he's healthy, which we always assume they are, that's an Okachi.
Yeah.
Oh, Shoma.
Another protege of Coach Naruto. Uh I'm thinking the Mongolian. I think he's gonna do well. He's got great defense. That's what he's known for is his belt defense. We'll see what he can do against some of these higher ranked guys. Personally, I don't have too much faith, but I don't see a losing record. I'm seeing an 8-7.
Yeah, he belongs here. He had his time at the top. He was shown to be absolutely lacking. And I think he's just an upper Magashira mainstay at this point. Occasionally
Yeah.
will pop off and have a good one. Might pick up a Kachi Kosh, no, a Kimboshi under extreme circumstances. But for the most part, he's just going to stay afloat down here now. Right next to Onokatsu, who I also have nothing to say about. I don't think I like sumo, actually. There's so many of these guys that I'm just bored of.
Don't worry, we're slowly getting to the cream of the crop, my friend.
Cream
Uh,
always rises to the top.
I love the Macho Man, but Onokatsu, I don't have as much faith as his fellow Mongolian. I'm thinking we're gonna go 6-9 for Onokatsu. I think he's gonna drop probably down to M10.
You don't like the way he's moving? What
Nah,
rank does he
he's
normally
he
sit at?
last tournament. Let me find it if you will give me a moment.
I'll do all the dead air you need, don't worry. It's my show I'm ruining, so I don't care.
He's he's usually around the lower Megashira ranks. Usually 10 to 9 is his range. So he's fighting up a little bit. So I think he's going right back down to where he belongs, to the lower ranked Megashira.
Yeah, he is normally lower than this. I had a feeling. I remember him too high, so this is a pretty clean Maki Kochi that I drew in green for some reason. It's a pretty clean Maki Kochi to me. Onakatsu. Good. Not that good. Ichi Yamamoto. Now, guess the Banzuke is stupid, but from my own memory, I think he got saved being at M6. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I the,
No, you would guess the
this
Banzuke
part of the
believer?
bond this part of the Bonzuke really got screwed up for me. This is my first time actually attempting a real, genuine guess the Bonzuke based more on just vibes.
You're a fool.
Based on the 2 years I've watched about sumo, I tried to make my best guess, and he fell further than I thought he would based on his. I know it was bad 4 and 11, but since everybody else sucked around that range, I thought he wouldn't get too demoted. But he went down to 6 East. I thought he was going to go down to 4 West. I know that's a vast, vast under demotion, but I just couldn't wrap my head around how this Bonsuke ended up around this area. But I do like Ichi Yamamoto. He is the
I've heard good things about him.
Yeah, you have made me a fan, honestly. When you tell that story about he was sitting in the mailroom, he was 23, he wanted to do better with his life, and he turned pro in sumo, and he's kicking butt. But
Postman
for
slap. It's a
Ichi,
beautiful story.
he yeah, it is a beautiful story. He is just a Timu version of Abi, sadly, and
Yes. Thank you.
I am not the biggest Abi fan, as we have talked about, but when you rely on the two-handed thrust as much as Abi does and Ichi Yamamoto does, there's obvious similarities. They both got freakishly long arms, and they try to rely on power. At least Ichi Yamamoto relies a little bit more on it. But he himself said his raw power is probably as good as it's going to get now that he's getting a little bit up there in age, so he's got to refine his technique. I don't see him becoming an effective belt fighter, but I do see a 9-6 for Yams.
9 and 6 is entirely possible. I like the way you talk. Itchy needs to do more leg days at the gym. No, he doesn't need that much more weight. With arms that
No.
lanky, he's fine as he is. Koto Shoho, I guess you show. I don't fucking know, man. Koto Aho's
This is
back.
Yep. For that exact reason, he is my dark horse for this Basho because of that brother to brother connection. I know that's purely on vibes, so I'm gonna stick with him being my dark horse. I thought he got over promoted this Basho. I thought he was gonna go up to M7 West. He went up 2 more ranks, so he got over promoted in my opinion. He, his balance is awful at times and hard to look at, but he's a big lad. He's strong, and I think he's going to do well. I'm seeing a double digit 10-5.
Thank you for actually understanding what a dark horse is, by the way. I had Rick on for the amateur sumo earlier, and he was talking about who you'd think the dark horse is, and he went with Kirishima, Sekiwake, Yoshino
Yeah.
Fuji, and M1 with 2 Kinboshis. Like what? I think the person no one would expect to win here is a guy who's won it previously. No, Roga is a dark horse pick. Okay, that's what. And now you with the Kodo Shoho dark horse pick. Actually understand what that means. Thank you. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
give him a Kachi Koshi too, because apparently he wants to embarrass his brother deeply.
Hey,
Abi at
that's the
M5.
job of the older brother. That's the job of the older brother.
Abi at M5. You hate Abi. I love him. So take it away.
Yeah. Abi again, I thought got over promoted. I had him at M7 East. He got promoted to M5 East. So we see the trend for this Basho. I've put people in the wrong places according to the committee. Abi, I have to have begrudging respect for him because Hoshoryu is my favorite wrestler, and for 5 straight Basho, he beat up Hoshoryu and it hurt. He got hanked. He got beat with the double thrust. He got beat at the belt. And I was on the struggle bus, but Abi has my begrudging respect. You did very well in calling out how well he would do in January now that his biceps have repaired themselves.
And I was the only one.
Yes, you were. You stood alone on that pick, and I think that won you the guess the Banzuke if I from Sumo Spiffy if
Yep.
I recall
I beat him
correctly.
by 1 point.
Yep. But for
Do you
Abi,
see his goddamn video? That fucking
his
asshole. He brings up my Taka no show pick like 3 times and brings up my Abi
yep
pick 0 times.
yep
I'm waking up at 3 a.m. to call into his stream tomorrow and berate him.
I don't blame you one single bit. But for Abi, I'm seeing another Kachikoshi. He is a dude who belongs at the top of this rankings chart. I'm thinking we're gonna see an 11-4 performance from Abi.
11. 11 and M5.
Yep,
Hang on.
I'm thinking
Daisho,
11.
Taka no show, Oho. He beats Hirda Umi, Churna Umi, Yoshina Fuji, Wakataki Kage, Wakamoto Hara, Tommy Fuji. You think he clears that?
I
That's
think he beats
crazy.
a good number of them. I think he beats Daisho because it's a pusher thruster match, and he's the guy with the longer arms and the better thrusts. Pause. But but I think he beats Shiranumi. I think he beats Hirada Umi. I don't think he beats Yoshino Fuji. I don't think he beats Wakataka Kage. I think he beats Fujinokawa. Sadly.
We get into that. I can see an Abi Kachikoshi. I think 11-4 is bananas. But I agree with your passion there. Takanosho at M4. Apparently, I'm banned from talking about Takanosho, so I'm going to leave this to you.
Yeah, from the Manatagawa stable, I butchered that pronunciation so bad. But
Oh, you don't speak
for
Japanese, did I?
Takanosho, I thought he had a severe under demotion. I thought he was going down pretty far in the Banzuke because of the chaos that happened around these ranks. I I originally had him going down to 5 to 8 East, but he stayed at 4 West. So he had a massive under demotion in my opinion. But Takanosho proves that even when he suffers during a basho, he can defeat a Yokozuna. When he stood up the giant Onosada with a Nodowa right to the throat, stood him up, he missed his step and he fell on his face.
Beautiful.
He's strong. He's a good Rikishi. I just this is more where he belongs. I don't think he's a permanent mainstay in the Sanyaku, as we've obviously seen. He went from a 12-3, then he went all the way down to from Sekiwake Komusubi, and now he's back out of the Sanyaku, back to back losing records. I'm thinking he's going to reverse the trend, but it's going to be by the skin of his teeth, 8-7 Kachikoshi on day 15.
That's a very real possibility. An 8-4, 8-4, an 8-6 at M4. That's real to me. So gonna go there with a Kachikoshi. We got another Daisho though, and I'm just gonna go hands down Kachikoshi. Didn't look too good last time. It looks like he'll never be good again by the state of the injuries or whatever's going on. To be fair, he is doing almost exactly what he was doing at Sekiwake, just in the Magashira now. Now that he's older and hurter.
Yeah. He
Not
he
easy
was
competition
a
around him.
hair's breadth away from a 6-9 in his tournament, looking a little bit worse for wear, considering he ended up with a 7-8. But he got his first Keen Boshi in years since like 2021. He had his first Keen Boshi when he beat Hoshoryu. Hoshoryu just made a mistake overcommitting, and he got pulled down by Daisho's fancy feet and well timed pull on the
Mm.
neck.
Oh, Oshi guys
I'm
lose to wrestling guys. They can't close the gap, man.
Yep. I'm This is tough because I do like Daisho, and I think the further and further away we get from that calf injury, the stronger his thrusts are going to be. But
Older he gets,
I,
though.
yeah, but I don't see I don't see a Maki. I'm 7-8, 8-7. It's literally on the hair for me. I know he was one, lucky pull away from a 6-9, but he got to 7-8. I'm thinking I'm gonna go for the vibes, positivity. Daisho Kachikoshi 8-7.
Thank you. That's one of my darlings right there. Now, probably the most difficult decision. Oh ho at M3.
Oh ho, oh ho, oh ho. He was one of those guys with Kim Bozon and Ho Shoryu that was fighting for the U show January of last year. And
I don't get it.
he he's another dude who is so tall and strong, but he just to me seems to be allergic to belt sumo. He does not like grabbing the mawashi. He does not like it. And that's why Ho Shoryu beats him more often than not, because he gets inside, grabs the belt, and either throws Oho down, or he just pulls him down with a nice time to Watanage. A
Uh,
friend of mine
he's too hard to talk
for
about. I don't like him.
yes,
But that is a good point about
yes,
the belt wrestling. A friend of yours.
yeah.
Which, by the way, congratulations. I didn't think you had it in you.
You schmuck, I love you. Okay. Oho, for my friend Valerie, she likes Oho a lot. So I'm not gonna be as ugly as I could be. I think I'm gonna be very positive for her sake. I'm thinking we're getting a 10-win performance out of the grandson of the great Taiho.
And
Because he goes from losing his Sanyaku ranking, and then he just goes bam, double digit performance, bam, double digit performance, 10-5, 10-5, and he gets re-promoted. So we're in this vicious cycle. I'm thinking the cycle continues. I don't think he'll go up to the Sanyaku off of this performance, depending on how bad our top guys do. But I think 10-5 is a really reasonable expectation for Oho. He has the talent, the size, and the spirit of his grandfather possessing him for greatness.
so you're thinking that M2, M1 is this guy's yo-yo spot, and he'll fall down then come back up.
Yeah, more 3-4 is his yo-yo spot. 1 and 2, I would say, is more threatening Makikoshi level, because you got Yokozuna, you got
And he teach you about fulcrum and anchor points, but
Ozeki.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So
Uh,
I'm going 10-5.
that's
What's
an
your thought, my friend?
incredible, well thought out argument by you. Consider this. I don't know, man. It's I don't know, man. This dude can get back to back Kimbo Shis and go negative anyway. How do you figure this thing out? No ho is a pretty good way to put it. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go Kachi Koshi because you said so.
Yeah, and he's got an even record with Aonishiki. He's one of the few dudes who he lost to Aonishiki the first time. No, he beat Aonishiki, then he lost to him, then he lost to him, and then he beat him again. So he adapted to the Ozeki's power.
He
So
what? He has
he,
a fucking what? He's
he,
even with Aonishiki.
they're 2-2 against each other.
Oh god, it's a competitive record too.
It is because, like I said, Oho won the first bout. Then Aonishiki beat him twice. And then in the last Basho, he stood Aonishiki up with that armbar and just flattened him against the ground by the edge when Aonishiki went for the Uchari. But so he's got, like I said, he has the talent. It's just will he manifest it in this Basho? I'm thinking yes. I'm thinking 10-5. Let's move on to the what's the name?
Herdy doody.
What's the name for false start in sumo?
Mata. But I don't think it's the
Yeah,
actual name. I think
Mata
that's what they
Man,
say to restart.
the Mata Man, Hiradumi.
Herdy doody.
Mike going?
Makikoshi. I love him. I love him to bits. He got robbed. He deserves Sekiwaka. He went 10-5 at Komusubi. That was his hot streak, though. His hot streak's over. Now he's just going to stay a killer at M5 for the rest of his life.
You're probably right. Like Gonoyama, he's got a very fast initial tachi. Some would say too fast because he's got a lot of matas to his name, especially over the last 3 basho. But he has he has the talent, but I do not think he gets Kachikoshi this basho. I'm thinking a little bit of a harder drop, 6-9.
That's fair. That's incredibly fair. I've got him for Makikoshi as well. He's great, but it's too thick at the top these days.
Yep.
Geronimo Umi at M2 is kind of an interesting situation.
Yeah,
I don't think he stands a chance.
I think similar to what we saw with Wakamoto Haru, the last Basho, his first week is just going to be pain. He's got to go through the Senyaku. He's got to go through the Yokozunas. He's got to get bounced around by the top guys for the first week. The second week is where he can make up ground. It's just a matter of did he take too much damage in the first week to fight out a respectable score or if he's just going to suck. I think he stands no chance. I'm thinking 5 and 10.
4 and
Maybe that's a little
11.
harsh, but
4 and 11 also
he's
possible. He's racked up a few of those. He is a
yeah,
undersized heavy Oshi guy. Look at everyone above him. He has to fight everyone above him.
yeah.
Osharu
That's
lost. Onosato lost. Kodazakura lost. Aonishiki possible. They're even size, and he has. I would say it's 50-50 odds. Wakamoto Haru
yeah.
lost. Atami Fuji lost. Wakataka Kage lost. Yoshino Fuji also possible. They're going to be in the very similar kind of fight.
Yep.
I see 6 guaranteed losses in there. Guaranteed. It's going to
I
be a
see
rough
six
fight.
losses in the first 7 days.
I feel that. I love him to bits. He's not an M2.
No.
I think this is the first time he's been the highest ranked Kisei guy though. That's gonna be fun for him.
Yep. Now it's time for your boy, your favorite wrestler.
Kachikoshi, I'm not thinking about it. I believe. I choose to believe. I hold on to dreams. You gotta look me. You gotta look me in the eyes and tell me otherwise. Do you have the heart to do that? Now's your chance.
I don't. I agree with you. This dude is feisty. He's fast, and he is ruthless. He has fighting spirit. He has fighting spirit the size of Onosato in his tiny little frame. He's the best of the small guys right now. He's young enough. I would like to see him put on just a little bit more size. I think his goal of 130 kilos is perfect for his frame to hold and keep the speed and just add a little bit more power to his drive. I'm thinking 10-5.
I feel that. He represents the
9-6,
Lollipop
10 and
Guild,
5.
and he is 9 wins away from the Sanyaku. And boy, howdy, am I excited. I don't want to hear anything else. If you have any comments about Fujino Kawaki in the chat, keep that shit to yourself. Don't you dare bring that to me. Yoshino Fuji at M1 is going 8-7. Is there any other way it goes down?
I do think there is another way it goes down because from what we've seen from him, he's still in he was in his learning curve. Now he still is. He came in really red hot. He came in with 11-4. He has a great record against the Ozeki Aonishiki 3-1, and the only loss he had was to a desperation Kubanage headlock throw that very easily could have been turned into a rematch, and we could have seen Aonishiki lose at the Tachiai again. But that's not what happened. I'll give Aonishiki's credit; he adjusted. Yoshino Fuji has the talent. He beat both Yokozunas first, and he beat them both well. It's just he has mental lapses at times where he just makes a mistake and he gets forced to pay for it against his experienced opponents. But he's got
freshness.
He has a legendary Oyakata with the former Teruno Fuji as his coach.
Mm-hmm.
He has great training partners at Isakahama. I think he's gonna thrive in this Basho. I see Akachi Koshi. I think we'll disagree on the 8-7. I'm thinking 10. I'm thinking 9-6. 9-6. It's close, but I think he's gonna eke out that one more win against the top name.
Yeah, I can see that. Both entirely possible. I thought you were gonna say 10-5 for a second. I was afraid. So
I thought about it, but I'm like, it's not time. He started hot with 11-4, hasn't been able to repeat it, but I'm thinking a good 9-6 to put him at least in contention for Komosubi. We might see 3 Komosubi in the next Basho, depending on the next man.
If you really stretch the definition, he is a Komusubi right now because he has to fight the entire Sanyaku except for Komusubi, kind of like what
Mm-hmm.
Atami Fuji's about to do. If you really think about it, he's got the Komusubi
Mm-hmm.
schedule.
True.
Waka
It is true.
Takakage, my former golden child. I think he
Yeah.
goes negative here.
I'm thinking we're getting further with most of these injuries. I know they can get a new one pretty easily at the snap of a finger. That's what happened to my guy Horseshoe right before the tournament in January. He hurt his knee. He still fought through, and he got. It wasn't a Yokozuna's Kachikoshi because you have to be competing for the title. You can't be under double digits on the last day going in when you're a Yokozuna. That's I know he was hurt, but he wasn't the only one hurt. Everyone fights hurt, so it's not the
Mm-hmm.
best excuse you can have. He still did uh for Wakataka Kage, since we're further away from that neck injury, I'm seeing more strength from him. I think he's the better of the two brothers, and I'm thinking he's gonna go 9-6 this tournament, and I think his brother's gonna face the opposite fate with a 6-9. But we'll get to him in a minute.
Makes sense to me. I think Waka Takakage just falls shy of Akashi Koshi because
Yeah.
it's tough at the top these days.
Yep.
Tommy Fuji, on the other hand,
Career high rank, the first guy from Shizuoka to make it to the Sanyaku in 90 years
yeah,
ish.
look at you with your numbers.
Yeah, he's he's the heaviest dude in the division. He's heavier than Onosato, which is a worry for me for his long-term health, but he's only 23. His body can still hold this for a little while before his knees start to degrade at this weight. He's strong. He's got the Isagahama stable behind him. He's got Teruno Fuji who can teach him those kaiju arm locks where he's just going to yank your elbows out of the socket and just force you backwards with his overwhelming strength. I'm thinking for the new Komosubi, it's a trial by fire. It's going to be a baptism of fire, but I see a winning record. I see a solid 9-6 for the
Dang.
new Komosubi.
I got him at 4-11, man. I see him.
Oh,
I see him completely cracking under pressure here.
well, I thought that would happen in January, so maybe I'm letting his most recent performance cloud my view of him too much, but he's been solid for a long time. He came into his own in the last Basho. He competed with Aonishiki, and he had him in trouble until the very end where Aonishiki showed his technical brilliance. But for Tommy Fuji, I think he's solid. I don't think he's going to get any wins over the Yokozuna. I think he will beat one of the Ozeki, and it's probably not going to be Aonishiki, but he can give him trouble. So with that in mind, I'm seeing a solid 9-6. But it's your show. We'll go with your score. We'll go with the Makikoshi.
Yeah, I think he struggles. I can see what you're saying. I just think he struggles. Wakamoto Haru, on the other hand, also Makikoshi. I think there's too much
Oh yeah,
younger, more aggressive talent around him that want it more.
yeah. He he's solid. His left hand is always going to be trouble for other belt wrestlers, but everyone knows that. Wakamoto Haru is a known commodity. Now he's stuck around the top of the Joy and the Sanyaku for a while now. He's really good, but he always has a bad basho somewhere in between. He he almost had that the last basho because he started out so bad because the Komosubi is the trial by fire, and he got his butt kicked in that first week. But he rallied in week two. On the last day, he got that 8-7 to keep his seat in the Sanyaku. But he's not as good as his brother. He is a 5'10", 6'9" waiting to happen at this rank.
Yeah, yeah, it's.
He's not going to get a gift win over an injured Onosato again. He's
I don't think he's
Hoshoryu
capable
has
of putting together back to back to back Kachikoshis anymore. I think age and injury have taken both the Waka brothers, sadly. But they're still going to be elite top dogs.
Yep. Well,
Takayasu,
it's
like Drowning
Papa
Pool
Bear.
told us, something's got to give. 2, something's got to give. 3, something's got to give. And then he screamed for a little bit. It's been a good run. It's been a great run. I think it falls apart this Basho. Now, I have said that for maybe 4 Basho in a row. If you didn't know any better, you think I hated this guy, and I don't. I'm obsessed with him. He's fantastic. But 37, former Ozeki, just falling apart.
Yeah. He got that Kachikoshi last time with by the skin of his teeth. He got an 8-7 to keep his rank. I have been thoroughly impressed that he spent an entire year in the Sanyaku, but he shouldn't have. He had a 6-9 in there that he should have gotten a demotion from Komosubi, but they just didn't do it. They just said, "Yeah, you can move from east to west. We'll keep you in the Sanyaku." Now, I'm all for Papa Bear love because he's he's just a guy you want to cheer for. He is the one of the older guys, one of the guys who's been around for 20 years fighting. So you can't help but root for him. I'm thinking 7-8, but he stays in the Sunyaku for another Basho. I'm thinking he's going to drop down to Komusubi next Basho.
Damn, no, just a gentle fall. Well,
I think we'll
I
see the
agree.
collapse sooner than later, but not now. It's going to be a slow decline and a fight back.
I was going to be much harsher than that because I remember when he was dropping out every other Basho. But when he was there, it was 10 plus wins.
Yeah.
Hiroshima.
Yeah. I believe in Kirishima.
You
I
and me
think
both,
we are
homie.
going to get an Ozeki promotion. I see a solid 11-4. I think we're going to get exactly 33 wins in 3 Basho, and I hope the JSA gives him the grace of that M2 counting because they gave it to Aonishiki at M1, who went
Hey.
11. Now, he did get the title, so that helped with the promotion, but I think
M2's a
Kirishima
tougher
is
argument. M2's a tougher argument, dog.
it is.
Former
I'm
Ozeki, though, so that does factor in.
Yeah. He figured out Aonishiki in the last boss show. He hand fought with him. He prevented that dreaded left hand from clasping his belt. He got under Aonishiki and made him panic. He was the only dude that really made Aonishiki panic. Now other dudes pushed him back and made him worry for a little bit, but immediately he's trying to throw. He's trying to do this. He's trying to squiggle, worm, because he realized I'm in serious trouble, and he just could not get out of Kirishima's grip that time. It wasn't a constant thing because he did lose 3 straight times to Kirishima, but well, excuse me, Kirishima lost to Aonishiki 3 straight times. But I believe in this Mongolian. I believe the Ozeki run is still alive, and I think we're going for 11-4 this Basho.
I don't think it's Ozeki, but I think it is 11-4. I can see it happening. Kodazakura. Kachikoshi. 7. Yes. Aonishiki. Unless you got anything to say about Kodazakura.
What a difference a year makes.
Yeah. Yeah, 14-1, huh? Wasn't that
Yeah.
something?
He's never gonna lose this rank. He Until injuries take him out of 2 straight Basho, he will not lose this rank. He's gonna go 8-7, and he's gonna go 7-8, and then the next Basho he's gonna go Kachikoshi to get out of the Kadoban. So he's just the perpetual. He shouldn't be Ozeki based on his scores, but he does give the elites hard times even with 2 bad knees.
He is embarrassingly. Kachikoshi's for Ozekis to me are 10 wins. This
Yes.
man, in my eyes, not in the sports eyes, has been going Makikoshi for a year. Whatever.
It
Put him
Sumo
behind
is
us.
rough, but you are very fair in that assessment. We have high expectations for the top 2 ranks.
Yeah, we're not here to dance around. We're here to kill people. Aonishiki,
What can you
Hoshori,
say about this
Tomono
Ukrainian
a guaranteed
citizen?
loss. Takayasu, he's been able to beat, hasn't he? Kirishima
Yeah,
figured him out. We don't know.
yeah.
He's got one
He found a
guaranteed
way to
loss.
win.
Kodazakura's a 50-50 to me.
Not to me, because he
Ooh.
did beat him once with a good Kotanage, but every other time it was Uchimuso, Uchimuso, Yorikiri, Uchimuso, because he just gets under the limited movement of Kotozakura. He gets underneath him. Kotozakura can't do much, so he leans forward, and then he just gets his knee tapped, and his knee buckles, and he falls. So I don't think it's a. I'm sorry to sound a little bit aggressive with it, but it is not a close matchup. Based on their ranking, it should be, but like you said, Kotozakura has been struggling very hard for a year, and Aonishiki has only thrived. I'm thinking
Sure.
for this Ozeki in his second tournament, I don't see a Yokozuna promotion. I see a return to form 11-4.
Thank you. If he makes 12-3 you show again, I'm gonna shut the channel down. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of him getting lucky as everyone else above him has crumbled. And Kodazakura just cannot be an Ozeki for the life of him.
No.
You take this performance that he's done and you shift it by 6 months to literally any other part in sumo history, this doesn't happen. Don't get me wrong, he's crazy good. But
Mm-hmm.
12-3s aren't real U shows. So, Kachikoshi, inevitable. And I think we can just say Kachikoshi for the next two big dogs.
Yes,
Because, yeah.
even
Who
at their
U shows,
worst,
though? That's what we need to talk about here.
yeah. Onosato, I have, teased some Onosato fans in the past because they were telling me how he's, the number one wrestler. And to be fair, he was beating everybody else. But I'm like, how can you say he's the best when he is 9-3 against Hoshoryu, who has beaten him with relative ease? I He has one Kyujo win against Onosato. He has, of those 8 real wins, he has won easily 7 times. The only time he really struggled was when Onosato pushed him back. I think it was November of 2024. He got pushed back. Onosato came forward with his right hand, and he got yanked at the wrist and fell out of the ring because Hoshoryu was just that quick. I do believe in a Yokozuna's Kachikoshi for Onosato. I think he's going to be contending for the title. His shoulder is getting stronger, and we saw he adapted halfway through the Basho. He just said, "Okay, I can't use my left really well. I'm just going to charge you with my right shoulder, and you cannot take it."
Mm.
Kirishima got blasted at the Tachiai, and he had no idea what hit him because he was thinking, "I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna put my head on his left shoulder, and I'm gonna do what Wakamoto Haru did and just drive him back because he's in pain, he's gonna quit." And then he got his world rocked by a 400-pound man.
It's a lot of man.
It is a lot of man. He's 6'4" and he's 428 pounds if my math is correct from the 2.2 kilos to a pound, or 2.2 pounds to a kilo.
There you go.
He he beats Aonishiki every single time. He Kotozakura, he loses to every blue moon, but he's usually good enough to beat Kotozakura relatively well, if not easily. Kirishima's never beaten him. Well, he beat him one time a long time ago when he was fresh in the top division. I don't think anybody else besides Yoshino Fuji, Tommy Fuji, Hakuno Fuji, Hoshoryu, and that's really the main guys I think that give him a lot of trouble. Now, Wakamoto Haru does give him trouble, like I said, every blue moon, but because he is such an athletic freak, he's too big, he's too strong, and he's fast for a man that size. I'm seeing a very solid 12-3 Jun Yusho for Onosato. At least Jun Yusho.
Oh, 12-3 John Yusho's hurt me to hear. But I understand. This is the era we live in now.
Now it's time
Hoshoryu
for our
Yusho.
#1 ranked wrestler of the Banzuke.
Hoshoryu Yusho.
My personal favorite. I have said that the last 4 Basho, and I have been disappointed each time. He's been
He's
this.
due.
He is due. It was this close for 2 back-to-back Basho. He was not in contention in this last one, but Aonishiki he had to beat twice. He couldn't do it either time. Onosato he had to beat twice. He beat him the first time on the last day to go to 13-2, and he should have stuck with his original strategy, but he said I need to switch it up because he's not going to fall for the same thing twice. No elite wrestler, no Yokozuna is going to fall for the same trick twice. So he made the choice to switch it up. Onosato just at the last second had that left foot plant that just sent Hoshoryu crashing to the ground first. Hoshoryu is my favorite. Hoshoryu is an amazing judo player. He's strong.
Player.
He's fast. He I will put
Practitioner.
my heart on the
Combatant.
line. I am going to put my heart on the line one more time. I am seeing a 13-2 U show for Hoshoryu.
It better be. I can't handle another 12-3 Yusho, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see it too. Hoshoryu Yusho makes the most sense to me. We don't know what the stats on Onosato's shoulder is.
Yeah.
No
I
one.
think we're due to get more improvement on Hoshoryu's knee than we are Onosato's shoulder, because Onosato's shoulder was a complete separation, if I remember correctly. It wasn't just a dislocation.
If the translations we got that you remember correctly, yeah. We just
Yeah,
don't know.
we just don't know. I'm seeing good performances from our top guys. The thing that's going to help my Ozeki case for Kirishima, to go back to him for half a second, is if Aonishiki wins the U show, then he's going to go up to Yokozuna. And I think if he does get the 11, he's going to move up to Ozeki West, and Kotozakura is going to go to Ozeki East. But that's how I see it. That is how I see this going. I put my heart on the line one more time for the Mongolian Yokozuna, and I hope I'm right.
Wonderful. All right. Well, that's gonna be it from us, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for jumping on the mo with us. Basho starts soon. When? I don't know. Any closing words? Oh damn, you're not bald. Well done.
No, I'm 25, dude. I still got a full head of hair.
Yeah, but you're wearing a cap inside. That's the
Yeah.
most bold shit you can do.
So guess what, dude? It's 3 o'clock in the morning, so I have bad hair right
That makes
now,
even
so it
less
decided
sense.
to be a hat.
All right.
Thanks for
Sume.
having me. Let's see you guys later.